Putting together an exhibition is a really big process and it involves a lot of people. So there's a lot of teamwork that goes on. So initially it begins with an idea of we've got a space, we'd like to fill that space with an exhibition. Have you got anything in the collection, or do you know something that might make a really great exhibition? And so that's how this came about. So a little conversation with one of the senior managers here, and then I said, hey, we've got a really great antiquities collection. It hasn't been shown very often, and we could do a great exhibition based on the antiquities collection. So yeah, so that's how it came about as a question, have we got something that we could put on the floor?
I think it's important that Queensland Museum is getting their material out there on the floor for the public to see it. I mean, it's all very well we see it, we know it's here. I can come out any day of the week and have a look and go, oh, this is really nice, and I can hold them. Admittedly, the public aren't going to get to hold them, they're going to get to see them and see the stories behind them. I mean, we've got some really incredible material that people would never imagine. We've got a bronze spike from one of Caligula's ships, and that's in the Queensland Museum, so far removed geographically and chronologically from where it was. I think it's great that people can see that it's not just dinosaurs in the museum.
So then the curator starts to select the objects. Out of all of the objects that we have, which ones will go on the exhibition floor. And so you develop an object list and put those objects that you want to have on display in that list, and then you, as a curator, you then begin to research those objects, the history of those objects, how they came into the collection, who donated them, how they were collected, and where they're from, and just going back in time from the recent, how did it get to the museum, back to initially, how was it made in the past, who would have used it 2,000 or 5,000 years ago, or whatever the age is. So there's all of that research process. And then there's other bits and pieces to help the teams work together, so collection managers become involved in doing the measurements of the objects and updating the Vernon records, then so that other parts of the team like conservation can then work with those records and understand how the size of something and the condition that it's in, so that they can then do their job, and then design and prep come in and do their job. And so it's this multi-sequence event which starts with an idea, then the curation and the collection management and design and prep and conservation and graphics, and then eventually it hits the floor. So it can take any number of months from idea to opening.